A history lesson. Very well. Caddoc is the cousin of the late Emperor Leovic. He was appointed ruler of Markarth and has governed this region ever since. Ard is an ancient title that translates to King of the Fort. The fort being Markarth and Understone Keep. As for that other epithet, it's a name given to him by enemies and outsiders. He may be cruel at times, but he's no tyrant. Reach folk have a saying. Anyone can be a king in the Reach. No one can be a king of the Reach. Few Reach folk will accept a true sovereign. It isn't in their nature. Of course, that makes Caddoc's attempts to safeguard this region, complicated. While I may not have been born and raised in the Reach, I have earned my place as friend and counselor to Ard Caddoc. His subjects call me a keep witch. I assure you, this is a term of the utmost respect among the Reach folk. A genuine desire for peace brought me here. The Reach finds itself beset from all sides. Orcs, Nords, Bretons, Imperials, they all seek the destruction of the Reach folk. I try to serve as a bridge of sorts. Yes, a bridge between the Reach and the civilized world. There's simply no reason that the people of Tamriel should go on killing each other. We have an opportunity to build a kinder, better Tamriel. I'm here to help make that future come to pass.
Over here, Before you run off, tell me about your audience with Ard Caddoc. Impressive. You accomplished more in mere moments than I've been able to do since I arrived in this savage land. We'll find a runner, see if the witch rebels will join our cause. I will continue my own investigations and meet you back here.
This arrow, I'm saving it for that Reach Witch.
Hold there, outsider. These hills belong to the Reach folk, Rover. Turn around and go back the way you came, or I'll have your nose for a trophy. Witch rebels, huh? That's just a label applied by the oppressors, don't you think? Look, we have enough trouble with those Greyhost bastards and Carrick's soldiers. We don't need a curious outsider blundering around and getting in our way too. You're a hunter? Truly. Sounds more like Carrick and his keep witch getting up to more mischief. You want to befriend the witch rebels? Then prove it. The Greyhost has set up stockpiles nearby. Find out what they're storing, and then we'll talk. The stockpiles were spotted to the east and south. If you can find out what the Greyhost is using them for, then we'll owe you a favor. And true Reach folk never renege on a favor. If I knew for certain, there'd be no need to have you go and take a look, would there? Probably supplies for their army. Though what vampires and werewolves need is anyone's guess. Ritual items, things for their harrowcraft. That's what I expect. Aye. Harrowcraft is what we call the rituals we've seen the Greyhost perform when they summon those cursed storms. Then you know the Greyhost has recruited Icereach witches to conjure up their storms. They use fetishes and alchemical mixtures in the rituals, so it makes sense they need a place to store those components. Are you daft, outsider? Do I look like a witch to you? A true witch has power, hears the spirits, knows the old words, commands animals, things like that. Some use their power to help. Others use it to kill. Icereach witches are particularly evil. Well, you'll probably have to fight them again. They stalk these hills like old ghosts. They're allied with the Greyhost now, don't you know? Greedy hags, the lot of them. I respect their strength, but their hearts are all twisted inside. There may be a peace of sorts inside Markarth, but out here we're outnumbered and fighting for our lives. Nothing unusual on that. We won't let the Greyhost disarray our land, and we won't let Carrick give it away just to avoid a little blood.
This one hates criminals, especially vampire criminals.
Cannot complain. Does not seem to stop me.
9 times out of 10, the cynics are right.
Don't tell, but I ate one of the Reachmen. They're gamey.
This one, Tayfern. Come, Harrier. Give me your measure.
This plan isn't bloody enough.
Tayfern told me about you, Harrier. You wanted to talk? Well, here I am. What will it be? A battle? I haven't turned anyone into a goat recently, but I'm willing to try if you so much as raise your weapon. Why does everyone insist on calling us that? Tayfern, remind me to come up with a better name when time permits. As for later, well, I guide this gathering of rich folk if that's what you're asking. But what about you? Why are you here? Of course she is. She's a vampire, after all. We tried to slay her twice without much luck. Quick as a spooked hare, that one, and twice as cautious. We'll have her fangs soon enough, though. You can read? What else does that sheet of paper say? The leader? Now that's a worthy bit of news. Bones and birds guide us well, but there's no replacing a cunning hunter. Go to the barrow, Harrier. Listen in on their meeting. Find out what Belaine and her master are up to, and I'll hear you out. The spirits will see you safely to Valthum, Harrier. After that, I suggest stealth and a strong blade. I am, and a fine one at that. What? Never met a witch before, Harrier? I'm sure. We're not all like the blood-sucking Belaine, or my misguided sisters from Icereach, though. Some of us aren't over-enthusiastic malcontents with a penchant for violence and destruction. Not all the time, anyway. Daedra? Oh, the spirits. The old ones. Yes, I've heard them called that. The world is full of whispers, for those with the patience to hear. Most them bloods are just too busy begging pardons from dead gods to pay attention. Pity. Daedra, spirits, crows, it's all the same. Where you see evil gods, we see teachers. Cruel ones, for certain. But that's the world, right? A stone will kill you if it strikes your head, but lifting the same stone makes us strong. What's to tell? I'm a proud woman of the Reach, a daughter of wind, sweat, and the rich soil. As for my brothers and sisters, they're good Reach folk, every last one of them. They mind the spirits and love the land. The real question is, who are you? A fine name, I suppose, for an outsider. But what's in your heart? Most them bloods come to the Reach wheezing under the weight of their purses and writ laws. You, though, I smell the blood of the Reach in you. Not much, but maybe it's enough. Aye, free blood. That's what the Reach is. Freedom. In the Reach, we do as we please. Only way to stop us is to kill us. And we don't die easy. Same goes for you, I'd say. Overthrow Markarth? What in the mirror's name would I do with all that dead stone? No, my purpose is clear. I need to help our people by shaking Caddoc out of his dream. If that doesn't work, I'll split his skull and let it spill out on its own. Caddoc's dream of being king. Oh, he has a true heart. In better times, he's a fine leader. But we face a lean season. We're hungry, But instead of filling the larder, he dreams of a golden crown. His foolish pride has brought this upon our people. Not yet. Not until all the beasts of the woods howl his name. And every day he heeds Belain is another day he proves me right. The Grey Host has dark plans for Markarth. Cadoc's stubbornness will get everyone in that city killed.
The bad side. Trust me.
Now, kill!
Why are we down here? There's nothing to eat.
Do not be concerned, Rada al-Saran. Your plan proceeds. Cadoc hangs on my every word, and soon Reach folk will fill Markarth like a larder.
Excellent.
With Markarth prepared, we need only claim the Arctzan keystone.
I'll make inquiries. Just remember our arrangement. Like you, I hate to be disappointed.
You there, in the shadows. You can't hide from the Ashen Lord. Follow me, if you dare. You actually followed. There's fire in your veins, I'll give you that. Very well. You may speak to me. You, the thorn that caused me no small amount of irritation and solitude. You thought yourself so clever, so stealthy, spying on me from the shadows. But the darkness answers to me. Why have you come to this forsaken barrow? You stand before Rada al-Saran and seek to understand his purpose. Better a torchbog try to comprehend the secrets of alchemy, or a mudcrab the intricacies of necromancy. These events began millennia before your birth. They concern you not at all. Who is this we you speak of? Certainly not the Reach folk. No, there is someone else. I see them, lurking in your thoughts. An ally, almost as ancient as I am. They're desperate to forestall the coming night. Tell me, who is this person? And I don't have to resist the urge to rip out your throat and gorge on your blood. But we are civilized beings, exchanging pleasantries in this humble setting. Perhaps we can come to some sort of arrangement. A tip for a tap, as it were. I propose a simple arrangement. A truth for a truth. Ask a question. I will answer honestly. Then I will ask a question in turn. A fair compromise, don't you agree? Excellent. Then by all means, ask your first question. Lady Belaine is an ally of convenience. Her interests and my design are selfish and predictably narrow. Do you seek to supplant her in Kadok's court? I recommend against that, for it will not go well for you. A threat implies only the possibility of punishment. I do not threaten. Belaine has Kadok's ear. If he takes your side, she kills him and chaos descends on Markarth. If he stands by Belaine, you will be executed. Neither outcome benefits you. Others? Who? Reach folk? The witch Arana? Your mysterious ally? I am unconcerned. Now, for my question. This ally that hides behind your eyes, does he seek to protect the world by going against his own kind? Of course he does. Thank you for your honesty. Now, do you have anything else to ask? I have no interest in conquering the Reach. I came here to make use of something very old, very powerful. The Reach has the misfortune to be located directly above it. Many of these mortals will die, not because I want them to, but because they must. Not when your purpose is worthy. I do what I do for love. My turn. Your ally, are they a high elf? Your honesty does you credit. Thank you. Do you have another question? That is a complicated question. A being as old as I can claim many origins. This flesh was born on the distant isles of Yokuda. This spirit was forged on the bloody shores of Hammerfell. This purpose, it grew from love and necessity. That word holds little meaning for me now. But yes, in my youth I dedicated my life to perfection. In art, perfection. In love, perfection. In war, especially in war, perfection. To attain glory in Yokuda, nothing less would do. Is it? Beyond the Sea of Pearls, peerless sword masters were as common as grains of sand. Even the grandest victories felt commonplace. In a land of heroes, how can anyone claim to be exceptional? Precisely. After the conquest of Hammerfell, I wandered in search of new challenges. I found only one. Leki, daughter to Rutger and master of the sword. We fought for 3 grueling days, without pause for rest or nourishment. But I didn't win. I didn't lose either. I could not accept a draw, however. The cold reality of my imperfection. That resentment drove me to Molag Bal. It took the patient wisdom of a friend to break perfection's hold on me. Now, your turn. Your ally, are they a vampire? Interesting. A picture begins to emerge. Do you have anything else to ask? As you wish. Know that this level of cordiality will not be repeated. And this is not a threat. If you continue to meddle in my affairs, I will take far more than your life. On that you have my word.
Where's Lady Belaine? Where's the Ashen Lord?
Finally, someone who looks strong enough to actually help.
If you've got the spine for dealing with threats to the Reach, the Ardstone Hands could use you. Might be able to pull something out of the Markarth vaults to reward you for it, too.
Ah, hello, adventurer. I have need of someone with your kind of metal. It's dangerous work, but there is a reward if you're so inclined. What do you say?
All these so-called tough women and men of the Reach gather here in Markarth, yet none of them will deal with the horrors I witnessed. This army in our land raises storms that drag the souls right out of our people. I'm an agent of Ard Kadok, the ruler of Markarth. He charged me to find out all I can about these deadly storms and put a stop to them. Reach witches aiding the Grey Host summon them. They call them Harrow Storms, if you can believe it.
Welcome back, my friend. Tell me what you learned. Your arrival is fortuitous, as I have only just returned myself. Were you able to make contact with the rebels? Did you meet with Arana? I sensed some deception, but her illusion is powerful. How else did she hide her nature from me? As for Arana, do you think we can convince her and her rebels to join our cause? You spoke to Rodda? Did he... No matter. If Rodda al-Siran is here, our time grows short. Talk to Kadok. If he deems what you tell him worthy, maybe he'll finally be willing to work with me. Then we can figure out how to deal with the Grey Host. It was only a matter of time before Rodda and I crossed paths again. I just didn't think it would be this soon. Rodda al-Siran and I... We have a complicated history. There was a time when Rodda and I stood united in purpose, to preserve the lives and welfare of vampires. Then, as now, our kin suffered under Molag Bol's curse, and the cruelty of mortal hunters. Not exactly. At least, not all at once. When I first met Rodda, he was immensely proud but utterly consumed by his failures. He tried to find relief in bloodshed and battle, but he was truly lost. I did my best to help him. Yes, his bloodlust gave way to introspection, and introspection led to study. He was already a peerless scholar. All Onse were, but he became fascinated with vampire texts. Eventually, he found a new purpose. Vampiric salvation. To accomplish this, he needed to break Molag Bol's hold over us and stop mortals from hunting us. I counseled peace with mortals, and for a while he agreed. But things changed, and I left the Grey Host. I thought he died with them. I sought to make the world a better place. I thought the Grey Council could help, but when it became the Grey Host... I formed the Raven Watch as an atonement. For things I failed to do, friends I failed to save. from mortals and from themselves.
Sentry Bodfer sent word. The Grey Host is...
I'll hear no more of this! Go! I want to talk to the outsider. The outsider returns? But are you a true warrior? Or a parasite like these damned leeches? Did you do as Lady Boleyn asked? Did you deal with Arana? Tell me you have her head in your pack. I've got a pike on the walls waiting to be decorated. That's not what you are asked to look into. Still, it confirms my own suspicions about my own keep witch. Don't look so surprised. I'm not half as stupid as people think, Rover. Allow! I can count on 3 fingers the number of people I allow in Understone Keep. The rest, they come and go as they please. Let me tell you about the Ember Dance. It's a ceremony we perform here in the Reach. Have you ever heard of it? We grab a handful of hot coals and dance on a bit of straw. These coals burn, Rover, right to the bone. But if you drop even one, the straw lights, and the flames take all of you to Molik Ball. Do you see? Boleyn's a hot coal. So I grip her tight. I'm going to sharpen my sword. And wait. If you and the noble plan to fight the Grey Host, I won't stop you. But remember, Markarth is more than dwarven stones and high walls. It's strength. Make Arana understand that. That's how you can help. Still begging? I should have the tongue ripped from your head and... God damn it, Rover. A favor for a favor, aye. That's the Reach way. All right, tell the noble. Our Carrick will see him whenever he's ready. You think I'm foolish to keep Lady Boleyn close, don't you? It takes a bit of foolishness to rule this place, don't you know? You tell this high elf of yours. I'll see him if he wants. Because I'm the Ard of Markarth, and she refuses to heed my commands. Look, every Reach warrior who dies fighting Arana's private war against the Grey Host makes all of us weaker. We need our strength, now, more than ever. Markarth's the safest place right now. No matter how well Arana and her rebels know the hills. The vampires and the werewolves sniff them out. If she keeps getting my best fighters killed, I swear I'll hang her from the city walls by her own guts. We made a deal. We gather in the city and leave them free to find whatever bit of dwarven nonsense brought them to the Reach in the first place. Of course, Lady Boleyn brokered that peace, so now I suppose our bargain is suspect. The city walls are still our strongest play, Rover. Like headstones, they mark the thousands of enemies who died, trying to breach Markarth's defenses. We'll bide our time and wait for the Grey Host to show their true intentions. Then I'll act. That's a title given to me by outsiders. I use it to frighten the neighbors and keep away the riffraff. I'm the Ard of Markarth. Leovic, the last Longhouse Emperor, was my cousin. I inherited the throne by blood. Had to keep it by blood, too. You ask more questions than my third wife. Leovic's clan, my clan, squabbled over the scraps after Varan murdered my cousin. Pretty soon, they came to take my city. So I bound their ankles and tossed them all to the rocks, head first. All that were left, aye, and the word is executed, not murdered. An Ard offers food, freedom, and protection with his right hand. With his left, he promises cruelty and punishment. Those that covet the right get the left. Simple as that. No, that story's far worse. And no, I won't be telling it this day.
Belaine, I've been watching, but Lady Belaine... hasn't returned to Understone Keep yet. I wonder how the Ard plans to deal with her. Speaking of Ard Kadok, will he meet with me now? Will he help us stop Rada al-Saron and the Grey Host? Well, that's some progress, at least, and farther than I was able to get on my own. Thank you. I'll talk to Kadok, then I'd like to make contact with Arana. We'll need the rebels' help and more if we're going to defeat the Grey Host. Your investigations uncovered that Ard Kadok's advisor, Lady Belaine, is working with the Grey Host, and that she's a vampire. To hide that from me takes great power. Tell me exactly what you heard during Rada al-Saron's conversation with her. With your warning, Ard Kadok can decide what to do with Lady Belaine's advice in the future. As to why they care that Reach folk gather within the city, I'll need to think about that. Did you hear anything else of significance during their exchange? Rodder tried to use dwarven devices once, but nothing came of it. Interesting. As I toured the city, I met Nolavan. He works with dwarven scrap in the southeast section of Markarth. Maybe he can lead us to this keystone before Lady Belaine acquires it. Despite occupying the ruins of their lost civilization, few Reach folk want anything to do with dwarven devices. That's why Nolavan intrigued me. While you deal with him, I'll seek out Arana's rebels. If I can't find them, they will surely notice me. And so I shall, briefly. Kadok has a city full of Reach folk to deal with, so I don't want to unduly distract him. Then I need to locate Arana. If we can get the rebels to work with us against the Grey Host, we'll have more than a fighting chance.
All these so-called tough women and men.
Are you here about the notice? So many new faces in the city, but we could use the help. If you need work and aren't concerned about the risks, then we should talk. As a former Imperial consul, I assure you that this is all above board. Oh, not me. At least not directly. I'm more of an administrator. Have been since the days of the Longhouse Emperors. Luckily, Art Caddock likes me and decided to keep me employed. You want Bralthahon, Gwennifa, and Neldenna. They offer jobs on a daily basis. Curious and deliberate. Good qualities in an adventurer. Usually means you'll live longer. All right, what do you want to know? Did you notice the strange storms sweeping the countryside? They aren't natural. The result of rituals performed by invaders known as the Grey Host. Neldenna seeks help to disrupt the rituals and stop the storms. You'll need a group to deal with this. Bralthahon represents the various clans of the Reach and offers jobs that benefit them. These involve acquiring items or gathering components from specific locations. A single adventurer can usually handle these tasks without too much trouble. Some terrible creatures have recently been spotted in the area. The Reach clans can't deal with them, and the Ard soldiers are busy with the invading forces, so Gwennifa is recruiting adventurers. A group will be needed to end these monsters. Are you here about the... Oh, not... If you want to work alone, see Bralthahon. Odd tasks, but they pay well. For group work, talk to Gwennifa and Neldenna. Their jobs are dangerous. Bring friends. Here's an advance, to show you that Ard Caddock personally supports these efforts. Remember, Bralthahon for jobs you can handle on your own, and Gwennifa or Neldenna for jobs that require groups to deal with. For every task you complete, you'll be paid for your efforts. How quickly we forget our history. You do remember that the Longhouse Emperors came from the Reach, don't you? They ruled the Empire for decades, including the Reach. I was sent here as my first assignment. I grew to love the place. Ard Caddock came to appreciate my administrative skills. When the Empire fell, he requested I stay. Now I maintain records for the job brokers. So few of the Reach folk have the ability to read and write, which makes my service extremely valuable.
Ah, hello, adventurer. I have need of someone with your kind. There's the mages. I look forward to your safe.
What happened at Firebrand Keep was downright embarrassing. Glad you restored order.
Melina Castle, how do you always find yourself in a mess?
Oh, Master, where are you?